We're in this section of the church year. We have this Ascension Sunday and Ascension Tide, then Pentecost Sunday, and then following Pentecost Sunday, Trinity Sunday. These 3 Sundays that are kind of this regular rhythm again. Of all things in the church year are regular rhythms. And so I've been a believer for 40-ish years, and I've been ordained for 35, and so every year Trinity Sunday comes around, and every year I have spent time thinking through, how do we articulate the Trinity? How do we help people understand the Trinity? St. Patrick was famous for this, having various kind of images and things that suggested and helped people understand the reality of the Trinity. Classically, sort of kind of the shamrock with kind of the 3 leaves as a picture of this. But all those pictures are always leave us on some level not entirely satisfied. They are pictures, they are images, they are kind of ideas that begin to help us approach the reality of this, but never are entirely satisfactory. And if you actually push any of those images too far, you'll get into, and if you talk to the right person, you'll get into some area that they'll, oh, you're being a modalist there, sir, and all that. You cannot, without exploring these things to their logical end, you'll always get into trouble in doing that. Although the pictures, I want to suggest, are helpful things if we're, again, not doing systematic theology, but rather stopping and thinking about what could this be like in a way of beginning to understand. All that being said, really what the church has said about the reality, the mystery of the Trinity, is that this is how God has revealed himself to us. If you read particularly through the New Testament, you clearly, the Father to whom Jesus prays is God. He is the Creator. He is God to whom Jesus prays. Jesus himself articulates that he is God, and he is understood, Jesus is understood to be God in the New Testament. And we think particularly just last week at Pentecost, the pouring out of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit in the New Testament is clearly God. And so as the Scriptures reveal the reality of God as Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, that is how he is revealed in the Scriptures. And at the same time, clearly that there are not 3 gods. There is one God, and one God only. So in the end, when we get to things like the Athanasian Creed, it simply spends a lot of time at the front end of the Creed just articulating the Father is not the Son is not the Spirit is not the Father, but yet all 3 are God. There are not 3 Lords, there is one Lord. And all of these things are articulated as clearly as possible in the Creed. There aren't pictures painted in the Athanasian Creed. They're just articulations of what ultimately the Scriptures has revealed God to be. Yeah. One of the things that I think is most significant about Trinity Sunday is there is something about God, his Trinitarian nature, whom we worship in unity, is fundamentally a mystery which we cannot entirely understand. And frankly, that's what makes him God. There is something about him that we can articulate but not entirely understand. So as we come to Trinity Sunday, we come on some level fundamentally to the mystery of God. And in encountering that mystery, we find ourselves in worship and in adoration of the God who is 3 and who is 1. May you know the wonder and the awe and the mystery of God on Trinity Sunday.